Dead Space is a good franchise. It may not be a good horror franchise, but it's a really good franchise. The attention to detail Visceral put into this game, through their research into car crash victims to the atmosphere of the environments, makes this my second favourite new current generation franchise after Mass Effect. The first game had problems, such as the fact that the Admiral Akbar alarm I fitted into my room kept going off every minute every time I came across a vent. The basketball game was a joke, and then there was the turret section. No. The second game was also really good. Isaac got a voice, even if it was generic.
How you doing?
The environment's got some colour, and we get a better insight into how unitology works without the need for Wikipedia. And best of all, jetpacks. Everything is better if you insert a jetpack. The new enemies were annoying, but at least they weren't clones from the original game, and it still gave the player a sense of urgency and a reason why we needed to get to safety. And so we are now at Dead Space 3. What do I think of it? I'll say what I said about The Dark Knight Rises. Decent, but by far the weakest. The attention to detail is here. Visceral put a lot of work into their environment, looking pretty crisp down to the littlest of things. The game is beautiful from the snowy planet to space, and I think the crafting mechanic is pretty cool, and it encourages the player to explore to find more equipment. It also portrays a pretty grim image of religious radicalism that mirrors today's headlines. The fact that we can go back to certain areas of the ship and planet via transport hubs opens up the world a bit, and the jetpacks return to the delight of the world. So why is it the weakest of the lot? Dead Space 2 gave Isaac Clarke a voice, which also means it brings in some cutscenes. But the effective cutscenes in that game were the ones where Isaac wasn't in control of himself, whether it was being restrained or when he was fighting his own mind. Dead Space 1 has only 2 memorable cutscenes in the entire 8-hour game. One introducing the hive mind, and another when the game is finished. Everything has some sort of interactivity to it, even the conversations. If this scene wasn't interactive, it wouldn't have the same impact. Dead Space 3 has quite a number of cutscenes, and we have no control of the situation. I played on the game on normal, and with the exception of a few difficulty spikes, it felt like I was playing the intro levels of Grand Theft Auto with all the cheats on. Everywhere and everyone has a health kit waiting for you, to the point where it felt like I was drip-feeding myself with the stuff. And while the addition of unitologist radicals are a refreshing change, I think there's something wrong with the AI. The Universal Ammo system makes it even easier, and the best weapon in the game is given to you at no cost. Weapons with different ammo in the original 2 Dead Spaces meant that we had to change our tactics and weapons constantly until we found the Ripper. Like the health kits, I was drip feeding my guns with large quantities of ammo. And then there are the levels in general. Why is everything so large? The open space eliminates the tension of the previous games and makes fighting your enemies much easier. Even if enemies didn't turn up, my Admiral Akbar alarm was ringing like crazy. This game is like Dead Island and Fear 3, meaning it is co-op focused, because the cutscenes don't have any kind of tweaking. Your partner will appear without exclamation in unreachable places, and he acts like he's just experienced everything we have. If you're going to do co-op, make sure you have 2 sets of cutscenes that accommodates the different modes. Additionally, your co-op partner, the army dude, and the British extremists come across as massive twats instead of being likeable. If you're going to take anything away, don't let it be that this game is bad. I did like it, but it was impossible to escape the many flaws of this game. If you're going to play this game, play it with a friend and play it on survivalist mode. It disables picking up items from enemies, which was the source of my aforementioned health and ammo problem. It is a decent game, and not the worst horror game I've played, but it doesn't make sense that a single-player based trilogy should end by looking down on those who decided to end the trilogy alone. Sadly, I'll have to end the video by saying the laziest conclusion thought up by a man. Could be better, could be worse. Have a good day.